Hey, what's going on guys? It's Ping Rob, and today we're going to take a look at the SN30 controller from 8BitDo, the makers of the world's smallest controller. Designed in the style of an Xbox One controller, but only about half the size, the SN30 connects to your Android smartphone for cloud gaming, mobile gaming, or even retro gaming on the go. You can also connect it to a PC, Raspberry Pi, or any other device that supports D-input over Bluetooth. This controller features a total of 12 mappable buttons, 2 analog sticks, and 2 triggers. On the left, we've got the D-pad, up, down, left, right. On the right, we've got 4 action buttons, A, B, Y, and X, with X on the left and A on the bottom. In the middle, we've got the view and menu buttons. And down here, we've got 2 analog sticks, left stick and right stick. These sticks can also be pressed down like buttons. On the top, we've got 2 shoulder buttons, LB and RB, and we've also got 2 analog triggers, LT and RT. For those who are intimately familiar with the D-input and X-input standards, you can see why this controller is D-input only. X-input officially supports a maximum of 4 axes and 10 buttons per controller. Each analog stick requires 2 axes, one for up and down and one for left and right. Additionally, each analog trigger requires 1 axis, so already we've surpassed the limits of the X-input standard. Now let's take a look at the other stuff on here. This is a USB Type-C charging port. You can use the same charger you have for your recent iPad, Android phone, or maybe even laptop to charge your controller. To the left of the charging port is the pairing button. Makes it so much easier to pair without having to remember a button combination. We also have these special buttons next to the analog sticks. This star-shaped button allows you to swap buttons on the controller itself. For example, if you're used to Nintendo-style controllers, you may notice that the X button is not where you're used to it being. You can correct this by holding down the X and Y buttons and pressing the star button. This button with the blocky diamond icon on it is known as the profile button. It's used in conjunction with 8BitDo's advanced configuration software to create preset configurations for your controller and switch between them on the fly. This controller actually comes in 2 variations, one with a phone clip and one without. I got the one with the phone clip just to see if it would work well for me, as I've had mixed experience with universal phone clips before. I was pleasantly surprised to see that it held my phone in place even with the case still on. It's easy to install and remove on the controller, and it's easy to adjust the angle of your phone, but yet it's secure enough not to randomly come off the controller or let the phone do a backflip during gameplay. Since we showed how to pair a controller with the Moto E last time, we're going to go over pairing with the ON Streaming box this time. Using the ON remote, navigate to Settings, Remotes and Accessories, then select Add Accessory. On the controller, press and hold the pairing button for 3 seconds. Once you see the 8BitDo SN30 Pro appear on your screen, use the ON remote to select it, select Pair, and once the light stops flashing, the controller is connected. You can now use the controller itself to navigate through your device's main menus, but you'll want to keep the remote handy just in case we need to do some reconfiguration. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for, let's play some, well, you know. I thought I was going to have to remap the buttons on this controller because no matter how many times I tried, it simply would not let me enter a level in this game. However, I eventually realized that the problem I was encountering was a result not of a bad configuration, but of operator error. I forgot that in this game you can't enter a level you've already completed until after you've beaten the game. Guess we're going with 1-2, huh guys? Let's go. All in all, this controller seems to work really well. I didn't notice any significant input lag, and it felt pretty okay in my hands. It's certainly not a GameCube controller, but then again, what is? I was also pleasantly surprised to see that Nintendo 64 games performed well in the ON Streaming box. There were a few slowdowns in menus.
Select your play.
but that's actually pretty common with the Mario Kart series as a whole. For a pocket-sized device that is now less than $20, they shaved about $10 off the price, Fluent N64 capability is definitely a bonus that you'd never expect. Playing the N64 also gave me the chance to see how the analog sticks and triggers performed. The feel and placement of the triggers took a little getting used to, but the sticks just felt right. After a little practice, I was able to kick AI butt and glitch through trucks just like in the good old days. Bottom line, it's not quite small enough for gaming out and about, but it's a very good choice for anywhere you might carry a bag. On an airplane, on a road trip, even during class or in a meeting. But you would never play video games during a lecture, would you? With the holiday season right around the corner, this might be a good time to go ahead and pre-order some of the items I mentioned in this video. I'll leave a link to them in the description down below, but don't forget to subscribe first. And as always, thanks for watching, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.